local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 6.
A young mother is found shot to death, and now Central Arkansas police need your help to find her killer. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Ketz. Bob has the night off. North Little Rock police say Stephanie Hernandez was found shot inside a home on West Long 17th Street on Sunday night. KARK's Jonathan Roselle talked with the victim's family today and is following this investigation. So, Jonathan, do they have a suspect?
Ashley, I just got off the phone with detectives, and they tell me right now they don't have any suspects so far. Her family tells me she was starting to get her life together for her and her two young girls. In fact, they say Hernandez recently moved into the home with roommates and was supposed to start a new job this morning.
It's hurting all of us.
Ray Hernandez says his niece leaves behind a 3-year-old daughter and an 8-month-old baby girl.
Really distraught. We are in pain, we didn't expect this at all.
He says Stephanie posted several concerning pictures on social media hours before her death. One shows a gun and several gun clips, and another of a man pointing a gun at her while she takes a selfie.
They were disturbing. To see him hold a gun, don't know, I guess they were loaded. I mean, in her back was just mind-blowing. It's just, I don't understand. How can anybody do that?
I don't know if she got any more stuff in here, though.
Several of her friends showed up to her apartment packing her belongings.
This is all her stuff.
Jaqueline Davis says he's known Stephanie for 6 years.
She wouldn't hurt nobody. Stephanie, she just the coolest thing that could ever be.
He says he and several people were hanging out with Stephanie at her house hours before she died. He left for Little Rock Sunday afternoon, not knowing it would be the last time he'd see his friend alive.
It's just bad that this had to happen because they just took an innocent life for no reason.
Now her family is pleading for her killer to come forward.
We need closure, and we don't know what's going on. She left 2 beautiful daughters behind, and now they won't see her.
Her uncle tells me the 2 young girls were with family members when the shooting happened. Police say they know who the man is in the photos with Stephanie. They haven't spoken to him yet, but don't consider him a suspect at this time. Ashley, back to you.
Jonathan, thanks. Because safety matters, the city of Little Rock is selected as one of 5 across the country to enroll in a new program aimed at some of the most violent areas. KARK's Drew Petrimo talked with police today. He joins us now with how they hope these extra resources will impact crime. Drew?
Well, actually, 2 Arkansas cities, Little Rock and West Memphis, were chosen to participate in this program. They're joined by Compton, California, Newark, New Jersey, and Flint, Michigan. The program is called the Violence Reduction Network. It's a partnership between the Department of Justice and local law enforcement agencies aimed at reducing violent crime. Through the program, technical expertise from a slew of federal agencies is shared with local partners. The cities also get the benefit of a full-time federal employee working within their agencies.
Assigned here locally, but from a federal agency that's going to be able to come in and work alongside us and help us actually try to reduce crime in our city.
In 5 cities announced last year as the initial locations for the start of the VRN, the DOJ says violent suspects were arrested and improvements were made in case clearance rates. Arkansas law enforcement officials, including Little Rock Police Chief Kenton Buckner and U.S. Attorney Chris Thayer, are in Detroit for the first half of this week on training for how the VRN can be applied here back home. Ashley?
Drew, thanks very much. The Little Rock Police Department also getting more good news. The agency says it has received a federal grant to hire 15 new officers. The grant will pay 75% of the officers' salaries and benefits for 3 years. The department will then pick up the tab after that. LRPD officials say the new officers will help the agency be proactive in fighting crime. The family of a former resident at Cumberland Nursing Home is fighting back tonight after they say the treatment center did not take proper care of their mother. As the family told KARK's Isabella Moeller, the pictures say it all.
Exactly. Complaints that Cumberland staff didn't address certain problems that led to serious medical issues for a 64-year-old woman who has since been moved. We will warn you, some of the pictures are graphic.
This is when I went in and saw that the bed sore.
It's heartbreaking for Darrick Blair to explain how he felt finding his mother with bed sores and unbathed at Cumberland Nursing Home in Little Rock.
I kind of freaked out because it's like you're looking inside of a human being.
Complaining to management, Darrick says his family didn't see any change. His mother later taken to UAMS for treatment, and after that is when he says the real issues started.
The UMS social worker called me and told me that Cumberland wasn't taking her back.
According to the Department of Human Services, residents should be given 30 days notice if being discharged, which Darrick says his mother never received.
No 30 days of no way.
Filing with DHS, Darrick received a letter saying problems were found with Cumberland and his complaint was substantiated.
And it's not only just for my mother, it's for other people in here that don't have a voice. Every accident that went on, we talked to them, we wrote it down.
And now Darrick is fighting so that this doesn't happen to another family.
How she's going to turn things around with the residents, instead of just saying it, make actions, take action on doing better.
We reached out to Cumberland Nursing Home today, and they responded saying, while we obviously cannot address any resident-specific matters due to HIPAA and other confidentiality issues, we encourage our residents, families, and other party to bring their concerns directly to our attention so that we can promptly address them. Back to you.
Isabella, thanks. Governor Asa Hutchinson is in the middle of a multi-day trip to Cuba. Hutchinson touched down in the island nation of Cuba on Sunday. And check out some of these tweets you're seeing from the British ambassador to Cuba, and some photos also tweeted by the Business Forum that was hosted today. That their focus there was to start discussions on ways to engage Cuba with trade, specifically rice and poultry.
Step in easing the embargo is implementing what President Obama has indicated by executive order, and then secondly, passing legislation that would ease the credit terms for sale of commodities to Cuba.
Hutchinson is the first governor to visit Cuba after the reopening of the U.S. Embassy in Havana last August. Hutchinson will be back in the States on Wednesday night. And officials at Clinton National Airport are poised to make an announcement about a new airline flying out of Central Arkansas that will be made tomorrow morning. Be sure to tune in to KARK 4 News for the latest on who it is and the destination. A social media push to provide safety. More on how a sheriff's office is connecting deputies and the citizens they serve with the touch of a button.
And it was an unseasonably warm day across Arkansas today, not only for low temperatures, but also high temperatures. In Little Rock, we started the day at 71, up to 84 this afternoon. More importantly, in Little Rock, 1/1200ths of an inch of rain during this month of September. If we don't get 1/1500ths of an inch of rain tomorrow, it could be the driest September ever. Let's hope we don't break that record. We'll have your forecast in just a couple minutes.
Now from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition with Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with the Razorback Nation Report.